Well, welcome to the Fragrance Nut. Hey, Merry Christmas. Even though today is December the 26th, I hope your Christmas was good. I got a package that came in today, which was a blind buy, and I'm going to talk about it right now. And that is none other than what comes, none other than City Rhythm Miami. Comes in, sit in there like that. There's some reading. I have not did that yet. Here's the bottle. I got it 50 ml size. Has a pretty good spray on it too. I don't want to spray myself. There we go. This is really, really nice. They can say that this is a beast mode, but I don't really find it beast mode. It does project pretty good. After several hours, I find like 3-4 hours, it probably sit a little closer to the skin. So I didn't really get a real big sillage except for in the beginnings. But this was actually launched in 2021, and I believe it's out of the made in the USA, and that's most unusual. There are houses now coming on board that are producing fragrances in the USA. In the past, it was always Paris, London, Italy, the Middle East, biblical, frankincense, myrrh, and incense. Uh, just a little bit of information. The reason they came out with fragrances back in the day, and let's just say Paris, was because they didn't have any way to wash themselves. Hygiene was not that great, so they came up with fragrances to kind of mask the odor. Thank God for soap and everything else. But let's get back to this. What will you get out of this? And this I bought out of the House of Dubai of Illinois, or the House of Dubai Fragrances, I believe.com. You can find this also. Um, I believe you can find this not only in Illinois, but you can go also to Lucky Scent. I do shop there, and I believe you can even go to maxaroma.com. But I decided to go here. I probably wish that I had put an extra $40 would have given me the 100 ml size, but this is just fine. Some are comparing it to a Mimo Paris, which I have not tried. I think it's called Topaz, maybe, and I believe that's Mimo Paris that they're comparing it to. Me, however, I get a little bit of from, I guess you could say, Angel Share by Killian. Kind of give me that, and that's probably coming from the rum or cognac kind of smell, and probably the tobacco. But it does kind of give me a reminds me of that. Um, But in the top, you have, that's where you're going to get your coconut. And that was the reason that I pulled the trigger for this fragrance, because I and my wife loved Killian's Moonlight in Heaven. And I didn't really consider that a tropical fragrance. In fact, I wouldn't even know what a tropical fragrance was. I just knew that I loved that fragrance. And when I saw this and it said it had the coconut, I decided I want to try another coconut. It's saying tropical. Let me see. And yes, these are not, uh, they don't remind me of each other. So they would be a good fit when you're not wearing Moonlight in Heaven, which is a little bit more expensive than this. I got this for like 150, 190 would have gotten me the 100 ml size. Also, in the top, you got the citruses, and you got the lime, and you have the coconut. And then in the mid, they have some florals in there. You have jasmine, you have osmanthus, you have ylang ylang. Um, but the florals, they're taking a back seat. They're not over. They're not the main if you're in a band and they're not singing lead vocals, they background musicians. If you're in film, they're the supporting actor, they're not the lead actors. The main players in this is when it gets into the dry down. And that's where you're going to get your ambergris, you're going to get your cedar, you're going to get that tobacco. In my opinion, this would be a great date night scent. Beautiful. I believe, as some of the others are saying, that probably if I had jumped on this in the summer, I believe this would really, really do good in the heat. Also, I believe I would suggest that I put this thing up for 3-4 months, let it mature, and then bring it out. And I bet you this thing will be just absolutely beautiful. And the thing that we really as lovers of fragrance has to come away from thinking that we gotta spend 500, 400. This has got to be like the cheapest that I bought in years, and so I'm beginning to dial back on some of the things of falling into the belief that if it's only a couple of $100, that it must be trash. And I'm absolutely glad that I made this blind buy. It's a beautiful scent. Uh, Case in point, I'm a huge fan of Spirit of Dubai, and I bought Majalis, I bought Nargizi, and then I just did a blind buy and I bought Fakhama, and I totally hated it. There's another reviewer that I like named Kuba, and had I watched his review instead of another reviewer who said it would be stunning, well, it's not stunning to me. My wife loved it. Then I bought another looking for a beautiful incense. In an earlier video, I did a Mosque Milano, and I think it's called Madala. And it's okay. It wasn't a love for me. My wife loved it. I blind bought this. We both loved it. And so there it is. Finally, a blind buy that I can say I'm glad I did. I do also intend to explore this house some more. I do have a 10 mil size of City Rhythm coming, and I think it's called 2654, and it didn't cost $2,654 because I would have pulled the trigger, but it was, I think, at Max Aroma, they had some kind of discount thing, and I jumped on it, and I believe it was like $40 or so. But I'm gonna get that and see what I think, and I'm gonna eventually from St. Louis here. I'm originally from Detroit, but I'm gonna run over to uh, Illinois in a week or so. I go on vacation. I'm gonna run over there. I'll probably film me purchasing some things there. The only thing that I would say that I wish they look at the box that they sent this thing in. God. For little old this. But I'm glad they did, because this is extremely nice. And look at the color of that juice. Oh man. This thing smells good enough to drink it or eat it, believe it or not. It's almost kind of a gourmandy kind of fragrance, not overly sweet, just done to perfection. And I can't believe that this was launched 4 years ago and I'm just now hearing about it. But leave a comment if have you tried any of the City Rhythm fragrances, and what do you think? I'm sure that you can't. I don't believe you'll find anybody negatively speaking about this one here. Just don't. I don't think so. And like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Above all, let me know what you think of it. Anyway, always remember, keep smelling good. I will. Have a good night.